Have you ever really stopped to think about what happens to a book after you've read that very last page? You close the cover, you put it down, and then what? Well, today we're going to dive right into that story. The incredible, totally unseen journey a book takes long after it leaves our hands. And really, this right here is the heart of the whole thing. The idea that a book isn't just, some static object sitting on a shelf. Nope. It's a traveler. It's a companion. And maybe most importantly, it's this silent connector in a world that can feel full of strangers. All right, so every great journey needs a hero, right? Well, for this story, our hero isn't a person. It's a single, maybe even forgotten book. And it's just quietly waiting for its real adventure to finally begin. Just picture it for a second. Its story starts somewhere quiet. Maybe it's tucked away in a thrift store or sitting in a donation bin. Or maybe it's just at the very bottom of a bookshelf that hasn't seen the light of day in years. It's this place of complete stillness, just waiting. And this book, it's not brand new or pristine, not at all. It kind of wears its history right on its sleeve. The spine is softened, the corners are a little curled, but see, those aren't flaws. They're actually proof of a life it's already lived, a story that's already been loved by at least one person. I mean, just think about all that invisible history a book carries with it. Those faint coffee stains, the little handwritten notes in the margins, they're not just marks. They're like echoes of past moments, right? Little fragments of someone else's life, literally embedded in the paper. This book is already a time capsule before its new journey even kicks off. And this all leads us to the really crucial question, doesn't it? When a reader finishes a book, is the story actually over? Or is it just a pause, a breath before a whole new adventure begins? This is the book's call to adventure. That moment its own story is about to get started. So, our little book answers that call. It makes a move from a private space, a personal bookshelf, out into the public world. It's ready for its next chapter. And this is a chapter that's not written by any author, but by pure chance and human curiosity. And it all kicks off with a really simple act, letting go. It could be left on purpose on a park bench, maybe with a little note, or just dropped off anonymously in a donation bin. Either way, this is the moment. This is the threshold the book crosses to begin its journey out there among strangers. And then you have this pivotal moment. A stranger enters the story. And honestly, it doesn't even matter why they pick it up. Maybe the cover just catches their eye, or maybe it's just random curiosity. The point is, they do. They pick it up. And in that one moment of rediscovery, it's like the book is reborn. Its entire purpose is renewed. All those words that were just sitting there, dormant on the page, well, suddenly they have a voice again. They have a new mind to imagine them and a new heart to feel them. But the journey doesn't stop there. Not with just one new reader. Oh no, it's actually a whole series of handoffs, full of its own plot twists and turns. The book travels from one life to the next, and it's collecting little pieces of their stories as it goes. Now, this is one of the most fascinating parts of this whole journey. You see, the words on the page, they never change, but the meaning? Oh, that changes with every single reader. The exact same story can be a thrilling adventure for a teenager, but a story of healing for an adult. The book kind of becomes a mirror, It reflects the unique experiences of whoever is holding it. And as it travels, the book starts to collect actual physical evidence of its journey. And I don't mean just random marks. These are like the fingerprints of past readers. That folded page, that marks someone's favorite part. A forgotten receipt tucked inside, that tells you where it's been. The book is literally absorbing the stories of the people who've owned it. Okay, so this is where we really get to the emotional core of this journey. The book stops being just an object and transforms into something more, a catalyst. It starts creating stories between people. I mean, can you imagine finding this? A simple note left inside by a complete stranger. All of a sudden, you're not just reading the author's words anymore. You're connected, somehow, to the person who held this exact same book before you. This is the moment the book becomes a direct line, a bridge, between two lives that probably would have never crossed paths otherwise. And this really shows you the book's true power, doesn't it? It's a power that actually multiplies when it's shared. It can be the reason two strangers start talking on a train. It could be the final little push someone needs to make a huge life decision. It just weaves these invisible threads of connection all throughout our communities.
So as it gets passed from hand to hand, from person to person, it's carrying these little fragments of everyone it's met. It's been inside different homes, traveled in different bags, seen different cities. All the while, it's just this quiet, silent witness to the human experience.
So, after this long, completely unpredictable journey, where does it all lead? After all this time, what has this book actually become? What's its final enduring legacy? Well, for one thing, it's definitely not just a single story anymore. It's lived more lives than we can even count. It's been touched by dozens of hands, been a part of so many personal, private moments. Honestly, it's probably traveled more than a lot of people ever will. And this is what completely redefines its legacy. See, it's not just about the words the author originally wrote down. Its true legacy, that's the web of human connections, of shared experiences that grew around the book during its silent journey.
A book's journey like this doesn't take away from its value. It actually enhances it. That worn cover, those faded pages, they're not signs of decay. They're like badges of honor, proof of a life well lived and a story well traveled.
And this is what brings it all back to us, to you. I'm sure we've all had that feeling, right? When a book just seems to find you at the exact right moment when you needed to hear its message the most. Well, the journey of a shared book is what makes that little bit of magic possible for so many more people. So I'm going to leave you with this thought. The next time you finish a book that you absolutely loved, remember that its story doesn't have to end with you. Think about it. Give it a chance to start its own journey. Where will you let it travel? Who might be the next person to find it? And what new chapter are you going to help begin?